So yesterday, November 6th, I went to Rhode Island Comic Con for the day, and I look forward to telling you all about it. Hey everyone, it's Megan and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. So yesterday, November 6th, I went to Rhode Island Comic Con. It was just for the day, even though the convention was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I would have loved to go multiple days, but it is a bit of a hike from me. So it's about an hour and a half to 2 hour drive, and that's just one way. So it would be like about 4 hours, back and forth. So one day was all I could really do this time around. But I had an absolute blast. They had a lot of guests there, which I'm really shocked about the amount of people that they had. And I honestly wish like Boston Comic Con could do something like that, because I feel like they have the space, but they just don't tend to do that. But anyways, this is about Rhode Island. So I went down for the day. And it's very interesting how they set it up. They had like 3 different places for actors, except I never really found where the third place was. So there was one, which was the the lower level. Then they had like a mid-level, and then like the 5th floor. So the 5th floor was just all guests, all the celebrities. The mid-level was celebrities, photo ops, and the artist alley. And then the lower level, which I never found, was a couple more celebrities. They only had like about 4 or 5 celebrities there. One of them was one of the kids from Stranger Things. I can't remember his name, which I feel bad about, but he's from Stranger Things, but so I never really went looking for that one. But that's because, again, there wasn't anyone at that point in time that I wanted to go and meet. I had it in my head about specific people. So, and the people that I was going to see were Matthew Lillard, Joey Fatone, Matt Lantern, Kim Rhodes, Osric Chow, Colton Hayes, and I think that was it. Yeah, so those were the people that I was going to see. The ones that I had in my head that I really wanted to see, meet, talk to, and get autographs from. Sadly, I was not able to get an autograph from Matthew Lillard because his line was like outrageous. It's like every single time I went, it was either like extremely long, so I couldn't wait because I had a photo op, or it was like closed off. So in hindsight, it's like I should have gone to him first because of how long his line was, and I had the most time at the beginning, but I ended up going to Joey Fatone and Matt entered, and then Colton and Osric, because I also wanted to see Kim Rhodes first, but she showed up like around 11, I want to say, and then they kind of by the time I got to her, they had cut her off because she had photo ops at like 1:10 and 1:20, and then I think her solo photo ops were at 1:30, if I remember correctly, because she did the Supernatural photo ops with Osric and Emily. Emily Swallows was there, so they did the 3 photo ops they did a group photo op between the 3 of them, but I did not do that one. But it was still like super fun to go to. So, unfortunately, I do not have any footage because this was like a new place. I didn't know what to do. I mean, I didn't know what their like rules were about that, but also to the point that I like had this like mindset of I need to see these people do this, this, and this, and it's just one of those things that I was just trying to like accomplish that in the amount of time that I had, because again, I was only there for a day, but like, but it was so much fun, and if I could do it again, I definitely would, because it was a blast. And the other thing that shocked me about this was that they did have the ability to do plexiglass for some celebrities, but a good amount of the celebrities that I like got pictures with didn't do plexiglass. So I was shocked about that. I'm grateful, but I was also very shocked about that. I really expected like plexiglass photos, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, because normally when you do photos, you just kind of like stand there and you do the arm around and the normal ones when you're first doing, unless you have like a pose in mind, which I never do. I mean, maybe if I'm seeing them again, I do a specific pose, but for the most part, it was just simply, you know, just, you know, there. I'm sorry, my brain just stopped working. But yeah, it was just simply like the normal kind of like standing next to each other pose. Because I am a shy person and couldn't like do it, I was just like, I don't know what to do. So that's how that amounted. But I was like really shocked about the amount of people who didn't do plexiglass. It also made me very happy. So it was very nice not to have to talk to people, you know, with plexiglass. But I understood it too, because I mean, there's, like I said, I really expected it all. Because a lot of the tickets kind of told you whether or not they do plexiglass or not. Like on the specific ticket, it would have in parentheses like a P or NP, and that usually means like plexiglass or no plexiglass. So for that, they did that in Boston Comic Con, but the majority, like with the exception of one person, everyone did plexiglass. So that's why I was like, well, I'm not really going to take that word for that, because it may say it, but they may just automatically make people do the plexiglass. But I mean, like, I'm vaccinated, so I was happy to, you know, be there. And I made sure, you know, to wear my mask, because, you know, it was required. Though I did see a lot of people not wearing it, which shocked me. But also it was one of those things when we got in line, it's like a couple of times they're like, you could take your mask off, you know, if you feel, you know, if that's like comfortable for you in the photo. But I'm like, I don't want to take it off too soon, because I'm close to people, so I was like always trying to wait to take it off like last minute type of thing. But it was just like such a fun time. I enjoyed it immensely. And so now I'll kind of like get into a little bit more about who I saw. Starting with, you know, who I saw first, and just kind of like go through there. So one of the things I was determined to do was to get a autograph from Joey Fatone, from my sister. Also, the 90s girl in me and early 2000s girl is like freaking out because I met Joey Fatone from NSYNC. Like, that is my all-time favorite boy group. I think I would like totally disintegrate if I was to meet Justin Timberlake, because he's my favorite. But I adore Joey. Like, he was always one of the I don't want to say better member, but when it came to the members, it was always like one of those things where I think it was like Justin, JC, Joey, Chris, and Lance for me. It's kind of changed now. Now that, you know, away from it, it's like I adore Lance. and Joey definitely, especially since I've seen them more. Chris more so since, you know, I found out he was Chip Skylark, or Skylark from Fairly Odd Parents. Like that brought up higher up. So I mean, I loved them all, but it was always like you always kind of range them and stuff. Also, I love Joey and acting, and I know from my family we could never figure out why Joey never kind of like did his own album, because he is like a talented singer. He I don't know if he still sings or if anything's changed, but back in like NSYNC days, like when you heard him, he was like, why aren't you having him sing more? Like, one of the best Christmas songs has him singing in it, and you're just like, why isn't he singing more? Why doesn't he have lead vocals more often? Because he was talented and he should have gotten his own like album, but but yeah, so but one of the things that, like I said, I was determined to get was a autograph for my sister, because she has this bear, which I'm currently holding right now, but I want to tell you about it. It's one of those like keepsake bears, and this was like during the No Strings Attached tour or era, so it's like one of these little bears. Like, she still has like the plastic that it goes to. It doesn't have a top, but she does still have this. And I remembered she still had it, and I was like, can I steal it so I can get it signed? She's like, maybe. I was like, please. So I managed to get it signed for her. He signed it here. He also signed it in the tag here. But what was fun is he is watching him like play with it. He said, as we were waiting for the person that was with him to scan my tickets, he was sitting there because he was playing music, and he was just kind of like playing with the bear like this, and it was just so cute. It's like, I really wish I could have recorded it, because it was adorable him playing with it. But yeah, my sister keeps things like this, and I had one that was a Justin bear, and I have mysteriously just made it disappear. I know I have the hat somewhere, but it was not from the I realized it's not from the No Strings Attached or the Justin Bear that I have. But so I got my sister this signed, and she's very happy, and I'm glad I could do that for her. And I got myself an autograph from him, because I was determined to get myself an autograph too, not just her. And later in the day, I finally got a photo with him. But what had happened was that he was originally at like 3:30, and I had a photo op with Matthew Lillard, and then they changed it on me to 3:30. So now I'm like, how do I get both photo ops at the same time? So I was trying to tell someone this, and they were like, well, just stand in the Matthew Lillard photo op for now, and then, you know, let them know that you have two. So I was like, okay. So then I'm hearing them call Joey's photo op. And so I said to the person, I was like, okay, well, I have a Joey photo op and a Matthew Lillard. Can I go to the Joey photo op? Because, I mean, the Matthew Lillard photo op was like 6 rows at this point. So I'm like, there's no way I'm going to miss it. Because I'm pretty sure they're still doing, like, the Scream photo ops at this time. Because there was 2 other people from Scream. I'm not sure who the other one was. His last name is Jackson, and I don't know who he was or what he was in Scream, to be honest with you. But the other one was Skeet. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I'm gonna butcher his last name for sure. But he also plays the father in Jughead's father in Riverdale. So they were doing a trio photo op. do a photo op, you know, so it was a lot of that before they could get to the Matthew Lillard photo op. So it was like, okay. And the Joey photo, the people in line for Joey photo op wasn't as long. So it was like, I could probably get in and out very fast, which I did. It's like, by the time I finished my Joey photo op, I was like, I have a Matthew Lillard. Can I just go, instead of going all the way around to, because it was like, that would have been pointless, to just go all the way around and come back. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'll pick up the photo after the fact. And so, so they're like, yeah. I was like, okay, great. So then I went to get my Matthew Lillard photo op, which that was like the last photo I did of the day. And I didn't realize how tall he was, especially in comparison to me. It doesn't look it in the photo, but I swear, it's like when I went up to him, I was like, holy crap, I didn't realize you were this tall. But, so here's a photo between me and him. This is about the only interaction I got, unfortunately. But hopefully, maybe he'll do more, my brain, sorry, more conventions near me. Maybe he'll come to Massachusetts, Boston Comic Con. I would love that. But yeah, just like everyone wanted to see him, and everyone wanted the Scream photo up. It was actually like crazy. I didn't realize how crazy it would be. And now I'm like, if Freddie Prinze Jr. and Rachel Lee Cook actually did show up, because they were supposed to be there, but they ended up canceling. So, and in my mind, I'm pretty sure Freddie canceled because he's filming a movie with Amy Garcia. So, Amy Garcia is from Lucifer. But that's, in my mind, that's why he canceled. I'm not sure about Rachel Lee Cook. So now I'm like, if they had kept on, I was like, I'm pretty sure it would have been just as hectic and chaotic. But it was all good. So, after Joey, I went and I met Matt Lantern. I got my photo op of him from 90210 because that's how I know him, is from 90210 and Timeless, and also the new show Jupiter's Legacy, which I haven't watched. I know it's only one season. I keep meaning to watch it. Just like I keep meaning to watch Timeless. I'll get on it, I swear. But yeah, so 90210. I'm a total Liam girl, and I loved Liam and Annie, so I was like, when am I gonna get a chance to meet him again? So he is an absolute sweetheart. I am so happy I got to meet him because he was just like so sweet and so down to earth, and I loved it. And when I met him for the photo op, it's like he was doing different poses for things, but he was actually asking everyone to come up. He was like, do you have a specific pose, or do you just want to do it normal? I was like, yeah, just do it normal. I was like, that's about all I got. So that's how this ended up. It's just like, oh, he's just a total sweetheart. I just adore him. But but also, after I looked at the photo, I was like, oh my god, he kind of like, he's kind of got a Luke Danes thing going on right now. And the reason my brain was thinking that is because, you know, the other day, I saw a video from Halloween, because I saw the photo, but I just saw the video from Halloween of them dressing up as, him, his wife, and his daughter dressing up as Gilmore Girls characters. So he was playing Luke Danes, his wife was Lorelai, and his daughter was dressed up as Rory, which was the most adorable thing. I loved it, but it's like, I don't know, it kind of felt like he was giving me like a little Luke Danes vibing, right, with the red shirt. And of course, Scott Peterson. Right, that's how you pronounce his last name. Who played Luke, actually played his father on 90210. So, you know, total inception there. But so from Matt, then I went and I saw Colton Haynes, who played, who did he play? He played, my brain is like, he was on Arrow, and I can't, Roy, that's who he played. He played Roy Arsenal. That's the character he played. He played Arsenal on Arrow, and then he was on Teen Wolf, but I don't know much about his character. But yeah, so that's who he played. So then later on, I got the photo, and he was like one of the first people that didn't have the the plexiglass and did the whole like arm, and I was like really shocked by that. But it was so nice. I also was in line to get an autograph from Kim Rhodes before his autograph, so it was like I kind of like got it signed, and then I like ran off, and I was like one of the last people to get my photo with him. It was bad. I don't tend to do that, but I was just like, I don't want to leave this line. I'm so close to the front. So here's my photo with him. He's also a peach too. He's super sweet, and I'm just so happy that like every single person that I met yesterday was just like so sweet, so down to earth, and just really happy to be there, and really like so friendly with everyone, because sometimes you don't always meet those type of celebrities. Like they just kind of go like sign, they say hi. Sometimes they talk to people if people engage them in good conversation. Other times they just kind of like, oh, okay, here, bye, okay, bye, and that's not always fun to to meet those celebrities. I know I'm like a shy person by nature, and it's one of those things where it's like I don't know how to compose myself for people. So sometimes it's hard. I'm getting better, but sometimes it's hard. So most of the time I'm just like, hi, okay, bye, I don't know, what did I just do? Did I make a fool of myself? So that's kind of like my brain when meeting someone. But actually this time it was like a lot better. I really like talked to people. It was the different celebrities, so I was like really proud of myself. I'm getting better. So after Colton was Osric Chow, who is Kevin on Supernatural, and he was in the Crisis on Infinity Earths. He's on the Flash. He'll be in the new the Flash 5-episode premiere coming up. My brain forgets who he is playing. I know it's an important role, because it was like his role was also super important when it came to Crisis on Infinity Earths, but I'm just like blanking on the character name. Terrible, I know. But I did get to talk to him about it. I was telling how excited I am for it. So that was really fun. He was also very nice, and he didn't spoil anything for me. I mean, not that he was like going to really spoil. He really could spoil anything, but he just kind of asked, "Have you heard any spoilers about it?" And I was like, "No," kind of stayed away. He's like, "Okay, I won't spoil anything," because there's certain things that can be said that aren't like huge spoilers. Kind of like the entire premise of the 5-episode. I can see that might be a spoiler if you don't like kind of read it, or like someone that's there that you didn't know was there. But it was very nice talking to him. So I'm happy I went to see him. So he, and one thing that I also do that I, if you can see, with the exception of Arrow, because I did that on purpose, is that I try to get like the professional photo sign, because I like those ones the best at first, and then I kind of go into like other ones. So, but when I came to the Arrow ones, I kind of like I started it with Steven, And then I did it with John, Barrowman, and Katie Cassidy. So I was like, I gotta do it with Colton. It's like, since I started it with the Arrow series, I was like, okay, I gotta do it. But I prefer like professional, like headshots, and then I'll go into like, you know, other photos, or, you know, if they have photos from different shows that I like, then I'll do it that way. But just for some reason, I prefer the professional photos for autographs. I don't know why, but that's just how I've always been. And then he was actually the first person I got my photo op with, which is why I'm so awkward here, and because I didn't expect it, because again, he was one of the ones that said that he was supposed to have plexiglass, but didn't end up having plexiglass. I mean, there is, you can see the plexiglass in the background of the photo, but he didn't actually use it. So that kind of like threw me off a little bit, but, and again, why the photo is a little bit awkward. But he's still such a peach. I adore him. And then, like I said, I didn't get to see Matthew Lillard, so the last autograph that I got was the one autograph that I wanted throughout this whole thing. So one of the whole reasons why I went to Rhode Island Comic Con was to see Kim Rhodes, because I saw Kim Rhodes was going to be there, and I was like, okay, I want this. The others were like a perk. I was like, okay, well, you know, they're going to be there, so I might as well go and see them. But like, Kim Rhodes was the whole reason why I was going. So as I had said, I was standing in her line. I kept looking at the time going like, do I have time? Do I have time? And then I like was the next person up, and it's like 2:09. I'm like, oh. I was like, okay, let me get this. Let me run away. So I did get the autograph, and then I scurried away to get my photo with Colton. But I did get my photo with her first, which I love and hate all at the same time. So here's the photo. We were doing like a little cutesy thing because I didn't know what to do. And the reason why I hate it is because I have like this piece of hair that's like right there, and I'm like, I hate that. I try so hard to make sure my hair is, you know, in the right spot, but for some reason I had this like one piece of hair that just wanted to stray, and I'm so pissed, because if it wasn't there, I think I would have loved the photo more. I can always try and see if I can like get rid of that piece of hair to make the photo a bit better, but she was also the one who had plexiglass between her and me, so she used the plexiglass. I also know that William Shatner, who was there as well, he used the plexiglass. Don't know any other actors. I know there was a bunch, but these are just the ones that I went to, or I got to meet or got photos with, and she happened to be the only one that used the plexiglass. But I'm like, I had it in my head going like, okay, let's see what other people do, and maybe I could figure out something from there, or maybe she'd have an idea to do the plexiglass, because that was one thing that the stars from Lucifer did at Boston Comic Con, is they were coming up with things for the plexiglass, but it was just like, I never know what to do for photo ops, to be honest with you. And I mean, like, the more photos I take, the better it is. But first photo, I'm always like, I don't know what to do. But yeah, so she was the whole reason I went. So I got to meet her. And then after I realized I couldn't get Matthew Lillard's autograph, I was like, let me go see, because I've got time to kill until I have to go home. It's like, let's see how her line is. And there was like one person talking to her, and there was a couple people standing there, but they weren't really in line. So then I went, and I wasn't sure if maybe like she was finishing up for the day and deciding to pack up or not, but then it's like I walked up and the woman who was like taking the money and she's like, okay, what can I do? I was like, can I just talk to her? She's like, oh yeah, sure, go. So then I was talking to her and I told her how it's like, yeah, I got the autograph, but I had to run away because it's like I had a photo op, so I didn't get to say anything, and I wanted to just, say hi and, thank you for coming. And she's like, oh, thank you, because, without the fans, she was saying how she's there because of the fans, and then I was saying, and I told her how she's the whole reason that I came down. And she was so touched by that, and then she gave me a hug, and I was like, I was not expecting that. Not expecting that at all. But I do know she was like, shh, don't tell anyone. I'm not supposed to be doing this. So, shh, don't tell anyone. But it was like that made my day, and it made my whole trip worth it, because like I said, she was like the one main person I wanted to see, because I don't get to supernatural conventions. One, they're expensive, and two, they're like not really close to me. And also, I've been a fan of hers, since Zack and Cody. I grew up watching Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, even though I think I was a little bit older than I should have been to be watching them, but still, it was one of the better shows on Disney Channel after, like Raven and Lizzie McGuire and, Kim Possible kind of went off the air, but yeah, so I was a Zack and Cody fan, so I knew her from there, and then, totally fell in love with her character on Supernatural after I started watching it. I probably should have watched Supernatural a lot sooner than I did, but so it's like I really wanted to like meet her, and then I saw that she was coming so close to me, and I was like, I gotta do this. I have to. And I'm glad that I did, because it was such a fun time. I enjoyed every minute of it. I'm so glad I went. I definitely do wish I could have, gotten to meet and talk and actually talk to, not just meet, but actually like got to talk to, or, actually got his autograph for Matthew Lillard. But like I said, his line was like chaotic and crazy, and so that's the only downside. But otherwise, it was such an amazing experience, and like, I'm so happy that like cons are coming back, and I'm trying to like branch out to some others, because I can't always go to like specific ones, but I am trying to branch out. Like I not just do like Boston Comic Con, but I mean like do some others. I know there's one in Framingham, Mass, but I don't plan on going to that one. If they ever do, they do one next year with other people, because the people that are going to the Framingham one, they aren't really anyone that I know or, particularly know of. So it was like, why go to that? But I mean, I do have one in Connecticut. I know they have one in, like I said, Rhode Island that I just went to, but this is the first time I've gone to it. So I'll definitely like keep an eye out for these more. There is one in Connecticut next March that I'm hoping to go to. It is a 90s con, and I was like reminded of that when I was at Rhode Island. And so there's a whole bunch of like actors from like from Sabrina, Family Matters, Party of Five. You also have Holly Marie Combs and Brian Krause from Charmed, and like I would give anything to go down there to see Holly Marie Combs and Brian Krause, because I want to meet Holly so bad. Like I love to meet her. They also have, you know, some of the cast from Boy Meets World down there, the Lawrence brothers, so it's like, it seems like it'd be fun. So, I mean, like, I'm gonna keep an eye on that to see if anything changes between now and March, but I'm definitely hoping to go to that one. Definitely going to go to Boston next year. And I'm trying to, you know, explore more and hopefully, you know, get a little bit more comfortable for at least filming or, you know, vlogging a little bit, so that way I can give you a little bit more than just the simple talking and, you know, giving you the lowdown of everything that happened. And yes, I just said lowdown. Why did I just say that? But basically, give you the rundown of everything that happened. So hopefully, as things go on, I can do that. But yeah, so that was my day. It was so much fun. It was worth it. I loved every minute of it. I wish I could have gone again today, but again, like I said, it is quite a hike, so the one day was worth it. I made it worth it in every way possible, so it was great. But yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like. If you enjoy my content, please be sure to subscribe. I do hope to give you more, you know, convention content in the next, like within next year. Like, to kind of like spread things out. We'll see. Fingers crossed. But if you do like, you know, and want to see convention content, please let me know. Definitely let me know in the comments below. And be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Until next time.